listening to Frey. Starting right now. Here's your host, Alfredo Leon.
Yeah, I got a lot. I usually don't talk about the Xfinity Series or the Camping World Truck Series, but because the race was at Eldora Speedway and it's not something you see at NASCAR that often, I decided to talk about it, and here we go. Coming to the finish at Wednesday's Eldora Derby, you didn't know who was going to win. With dirt slinging, doors banging, Chase Briscoe edged Door Sport Racing teammate Grant Enfinger to win his second career Camping World Truck Series race in the sixth race held at the historic Eldora Speedway. In a one-off race for Door Sport, Briscoe on newer tires took advantage of a lap 145 restart to pass leader and Toyota Racing Development protege Logan Seavey, but the event's final caution with 3 laps left of the finish set the tone for an exciting finish in NASCAR overtime. For Briscoe, a Ford Performance Development driver, it was his second straight win after earning his first career Truck Series win at the season finale for the trucks at Homestead Miami Speedway last November, driving for Brad Keselowski Racing. Here's Briscoe speaking to Hermie Sadler about the win and more, courtesy of FS1.
This is 2 in a row for you. Homestead last year, Eldora this year. What a drive back through the pack, but it came down to a 2-lap shootout with you and your teammate, Grant Enfinger. Talk us through what was going through your mind on that last lap.
Yeah, first off, started the 98 guys. I know they're running for a championship and they're our teammate, and I wasn't going to wear him out. I wasn't going to just wreck him for the win. We rubbed, and I definitely let it float all the way to the wall, and I'm sorry for that. That's not how I race, but just means so much to win at Eldora. Growing up being a dirt guy, my grandpa's won here with Jack Hewitt, and this is our Daytona for dirt guys, and this win is for all the dirt guys out there that don't get a shot, because tonight just proves that a dirt guy can do it at this level. So just so thankful that Ford allowed me to do this race. I was begging them about 3 weeks ago to let me do it, and it came together at the last minute. So just awesome to get him in victory lane.
After the race, Enfinger said if the roles were reversed, he would have raced Briscoe the same way. I feel like we had a position on him. We were pretty good right there, said Enfinger. He used me up, and I was going for it. He didn't do anything dirty. It was just the last lap for a really, really big race. Here is more from the driver of the 98 Ford F-150. I really wish we could have gotten a win. I'm glad Duke and Rhonda Thorson got a win. I really wish it could have been this 98 team, said Enfinger. Man, that close. It's a shame, a heartbreaker here. But I'm really proud of the effort here. Dirt expert Stuart Friesen recovered from a lap 28 spin to finish third, while defending Eldora winner Matt Crafton ended up in fourth, and 3-time Camping World Truck Series winner Brett Moffitt rounded up the top 5. Noah Gragson earned his spot in the main event after being in the last chance qualifier, wound up finishing 6th. John Hunter Nemechek got 7th, while Seavey, who led 53 laps in his debut, slipped to 8th on old tires. Justin Haley finished 9th, and Nick Hoffman rounded out the top 10. I'm not sure there was much I could have done there, said Seavey. Right at the beginning of that second stage, you could feel the track was getting a little abrasive and maybe taking a little rubber off the tires. My truck gained a lot of grip there in the second stage, and I just slowed down because I knew everybody was going to get tires, and I had already taken mine. I assumed I had to try to take as much as I could, but at the end of the day, we had 50 more laps, and I think just overheating the tires, it got kind of eaten up there those last couple restarts. Overall, the experience was as good as I think it could have gone without those last couple cautions there at the end. Seavey had a good truck. He just didn't have enough tires at the end with that caution. That caution kind of hurt them at the end of that race. But still, though, he had a dominant truck, leading by 3 or 4 seconds. The fact that he had never done this before in a truck, he's had success in the Outlaws and the Modifieds especially. But he could have won that race. And the fact is, Briscoe was able to win. And Briscoe, he's had a lot of success on dirt, driving in the Modifieds and World of Outlaws and all that. But still, though, it was a pretty fun race to see. Usually I don't talk about, like I said at the beginning, about Truck Series or Xfinity Series races, but this is a unique race that you don't see that often in NASCAR, something that you don't see in the Cup Series or the Xfinity Series. But seeing this type of racing is awesome. The only other race that has qualifying races is the Daytona 500, which is held in February for the Monster Energy Cup Series. And the fact is, this is unique for the Truck Series to be able to have qualifying races and then have a last chance qualifier, which is something you probably mostly see in the X Games or on dirt. This is pretty cool that they do that, and it's really unique that they're racing on Eldora. And when the NASCAR does have their 2020 change of schedule, hopefully Eldora is still on that schedule. This is a fun racetrack, and it was exciting to watch it for sure. Just seeing how these guys do on dirt, seeing unusual drivers like CV, drivers you don't usually see on the truck series, like Ryan Newman, who's a Cup regular, and others race on dirt. Some guys you never heard of, racing with the Matt Craftons and the Johnny Saunders and guys like that, racing on the dirt, because it's a challenging track for sure, especially for the non-dirt guys that usually traditionally are on the oval. But it's still a fun race, though, and I feel like NASCAR should do more races like this, especially at the lower levels, like the Xfinity Series and the Camping World Truck Series, racing on tracks like this that are shorter instead of the boring 1.5 mile tracks you see mostly in the Cup Series. Here is a little bit of explaining, like from Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Burton, and Kyle Busch on NASCAR America, speaking about like the Eldora, and as well as like maybe the other series like the Cup Series, Xfinity Series. Should they race on that kind of track, or what else? Courtesy of NBCSN of NASCAR America, of course. Here it is. We'll be back afterwards. Enjoy.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about, and it's relevant to today. We got the Eldora race for the trucks, and we heard Tony Stewart talking on Twitter, or actually talking to the media about he's excited about maybe having the Xfinity Series there, and even Cup one day, and wants the fans to put pressure on NASCAR to make that happen. And so I wanted to ask you, I'm an Xfinity owner, and I go right on Twitter, and I say, you know what, I like that. Hey, Tony Stewart, as an Xfinity owner, I want to go to Eldora. Well, you're a truck owner. You've been going to Eldora.
Yeah.
Am I going to eat my words?
Absolutely.
Really? Yeah. Tell us why.
You're racing for $15,000 to win, and you're going there with 3 trucks that cost $15,000 a body, and you're going to wad them up and crash them and destroy them, and so you're in net loss by the time you get back.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
So I've heard that the track takes a real toll on the truck.
Yes, it does.
So here's panels, firewall.
Yeah, so here's the drivers' fire suits, the team haulers. We don't even open the doors on the hauler. Just to get everything out, you close them right back up so nothing inside gets too dirty, right? But there's a lot of different things and topics that I've kind of heard around this discussion. Look, I'm cool with it. I think it would be fun to see, one. So I'm okay with it. Let's put that out there, right? 2, I think it's great for the trucks that the trucks have that.
Right.
Let's leave it
special for them.
Let's leave it special for the trucks that the trucks get to go do that, right?
Yeah.
They haul around dirt all the time. My Toyota Camry and your whatever Chevy thing ain't going to go out there and haul around dirt.
Right. That's a good point. So if you were going to add a track to maybe the Xfinity schedule that's not on there, what track would you add?
I mean, everybody wants to go back to some of the throwback places like the Wilkesboros or the Rockinghams and all that stuff, but Hillenburg spent a ton of money at Rockingham, and it was open for 2 years and just didn't get the fan count back, right? The grandstands weren't full, so it ended after 2 years.
That's right.
I don't know how you bring back the other venues and make it successple. The
historic tracks I see as a real challenge to bring back. People say, bring back New Hampshire. It's tough to do that. That place went away for a reason. Some of the short tracks, though, like Nashville, I don't know whether they would do well with personal attendance. I think they probably would, but network viewership, I think people would tune in to see that.
Yeah.
We've gone around the country racing late models and racing against you with your cars, and I see some racetracks that I think would be a great place to put a cup race on. Like, why couldn't you run a cup race at a 3/8 or half mile racetrack?
There's no reason why you couldn't. I think what would happen with a cup race is you ain't got enough roads coming in and out and grandstands and stuff like that.
But why does it matter if there's only 30,000 people there?
Tell me a short track that's got 30,000 seats.
Well, you could bring. I mean, PGA does it.
It's only 12.
PGA does it every week. They bring grandstands in, they bring suites in, they bring restrooms in.
But they ain't got the Pensacola has got 12,000 seats, and they're already using the cemetery down the road to park everybody, and it's slam full.
So if you only had 12,000, why does it matter?
Because we can fit more than that, right? We should be able to fit more than that.
I think it's kind of cool that, have you in North Wilkes?
I think Trucks and Xfinity should be doing more of that than the mile-and-a-half stuff. Truck and Xfinity, go to Pensacola's, go to Nashville's, go to South Boston, go to Hickory, go back to some of these places, go to Wilkesboro, whatever, and make those
I like those tracks.
races that anybody can sign up to run. right? So like the Cup guys can go there if they want to go there. If it's a non-companion event or whatever, they can fly there. They can go there. Just open it up, making it an open race. So maybe the tracks can promote that Cup guys are going there and are going to race there and whatever.
I totally agree with what Kyle Busch and Jr. and Burton said on the NBCSN on NASCAR America. Especially Kyle. He specifically was saying about that they should race the Truck Series, Xfinity Series, on tracks like North Wilkesboro and Hickory and tracks like that. They should, South Boston, they should definitely consider going back to those tracks. Especially like the trucks being unique to Eldora. I agree with Kyle Busch. It should definitely be on Eldora specifically for the trucks. It's just not big enough to host a Cup race. 40 cars on that track is just not big enough, and there's not enough people. I don't know. Maybe an Xfinity race could go there. Maybe the way for a Cup race to go there would probably if it was an exhibition race, like an all-star race or something. But I feel like watching the Eldora race, it just seems like a lot of fun for those trucks to go out there. And that just seems something more appropriate for trucks, especially trucks are more off-roady than driving a regular stock car on that track. Even though they're stock trucks. But still, though, it was fun watching that race. And I think that they should definitely race more on short tracks like Eldora. Specifically, not as much as those cheesy 1.5 mile tracks that they're literally cover up over half of the schedule, it seems. Racing on tracks like Eldora is definitely cool. Definitely, they should definitely reconsider going back to IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park. I heard like Memphis Motorsports Park, now known as Memphis International Raceway, wants to get a truck and Xfinity race back there. They can't until this deal is up with all these tracks. So, but until now, all these tracks are on the schedule. They have to be there. So I definitely want to see more tracks like that. That would be the ultimate thing if they brought back North Wilkesboro. That would be an unbelievable track to bring back. I would watch that race immediately. I would definitely watch that race because North Wilkesboro Speedway is such a historic track. And the fact is, it's just a shame that Bruton Smith had to buy that track and everything, and it ended up having that track no longer exists and everything. That's a shame. And I feel like the trucks and Xfinity would go well there. Not so much for the Cup Series because of the fact that it's just not in the right shape for Cup. They could make it in good enough shape for Xfinity, a truck. I would like to see that. Especially, that would be awesome. Because look at the track like Eldora. Provides such exciting racing. Look at that finish by Enfinger and Briscoe. That was so exciting. Closest, I think that was the closest finish in the Truck Series. Still, though, that was so exciting. And I feel like more tracks like that. Go back to Nashville as well, the short track. That would be an awesome track to go to as well. South Boston, the trucks in Xfinity used to race there. Back when it was the Craftsman Truck Series and Busch Series. I would be awesome to see them go back there. That would be a cool track for them to go to. Even like other tracks as well, like possibly going to. IRP should go back to. That would be a great track. That's an awesome track to go to. That would be another track. Hickory, that seems like a good track as well. I-70 has announced that they're going to reopen next year as I-70 Motorsports Park. That would be a great way to bring back the trucks in there as well. Maybe an Xfinity race. Also, they should go back to Mansfield, the Truck Series. Back when they were known as the Craftsman Truck Series, they raced there when it was on oval. They should definitely consider going there on dirt, especially as well. That's that for as far as like those tracks are concerned. They should definitely consider going to those tracks. I agree with the guys from NASCAR America, but as far as back to the race is concerned, yeah, that was an exciting race for sure. Eldora. I do like the fact that it has these trucks end up getting dirty. Then Tony Stewart, who's the owner of the track, does a great job with Eldora, and that's a fun race for sure. And I definitely think they should definitely consider Xfinity and truck there. Christopher Bell, who was one of the reporters of the race, he drives the Xfinity Series. He wants an Xfinity race there. And he won there in the truck as well. That would be cool to see other series go there. It just shows you that when they race at Eldora, the trucks, it goes back to NASCAR's roots because NASCAR eventually started off on dirt. And a lot of tracks ended up being paved after a while because that's just how NASCAR evolved. But at first, though, it ended up being on dirt. And I'm glad that the trucks are racing there, especially seeing them go back on dirt. And that just shows you that NASCAR has gone back to their roots. And I hope that going to tracks like Wilkesboro and South Boston and others, they go back to their roots in that fashion as well. Rockingham. And they had a truck race at Rockingham. Unfortunately, though, they didn't have enough fans going, and they had to shut down because due to lack of people in attendance. But they had pretty exciting truck races there as well after not racing in NASCAR there for years. And I think they should definitely consider keeping Eldora. Such a fun race. It's wild. I like the fact that they have an LCQ, last chance qualifying races. It shows you like the type of skills they have, and they should definitely maybe get a second Eldora race. That would be cool if they did that, but keeping it one will make it more unique, and keeping it with the trucks will be exclusive as well. And it's fun to see, like I said, these guys like that you normally don't see, like a CV and others like Briscoe be able to compete for wins on the track as well in the truck. It's just a fun race, and I hope they continue racing there after the schedule realignment, because that would be a fun race to go to watch for sure. Would be nice to go, but it's much nicer to watch on TV, that's for sure, because you get to see the whole track, and it's just awesome to see the Eldora. That was fun. I've seen it before, mostly highlights, but watching it live though, this time again, I've seen it live before, but watching it live again, it was pretty cool just to see how intense it was, and these guys like being and banging like a Martinsville, but on dirt. So this was fun, and hopefully they keep it up and put more exciting races, and hopefully they do go back, like Kyle Busch said, to some of these other tracks as well. Keep these two Xfinity and Truck Series unique, because they don't have as many unique tracks anymore as they used to. Racing on tracks like Louisville or Walt Disney, on tracks like you don't usually see on the Cup Series, on the Cup or Xfinity level, Evergreen. Tracks like that, they should consider, well, Evergreen, if it's still open, they should definitely consider going back there. That would be cool for sure. Like Eldora, keep that on the truck schedule. That's fun. And it was a lot of fun watching it for sure, and a lot of incredible racing and everything, and be able to see some of the best guys in the trucks, and be able to compete with some of the best guys in dirt. It's just like on a road course, where you get road course riggers, you got dirt riggers. So this was a lot of fun, and it was definitely good for sure. And let's hope that they keep putting more races like this on the schedule for sure, even on the Cup level as well. So this is exciting for sure. Also, just wanted to realize I need to clarify something. I apologize before. I kept calling oval. I kept calling asphalt oval. It was actually asphalt. I apologize for that. If anyone noticed, I meant to say asphalt. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. If you are brand new, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.